Hello there, and welcome to All About the Love with Annie Parker. Today's guest is Cass Bell, who is a local Humboldt man, and he is an MMA fighter and also owns 2 gyms, the Institute of Combat and 21 Grams. And today we are talking about the love of sports and coaching and everything that entails, and a little bit more about this man and all of the glory he brings to our community. Hope you enjoy. Hello, this is All About the Love with Annie Parker, and I have the amazing and phenomenal Cass Bell. And we are here to talk about his glory. He is, well, I think that Luke wrestled, my son Luke,
yes.
I think it was like maybe 3rd, 4th, 5th grade.
Yeah, he was young. He was the little guy.
Yeah.
He's a big guy now, but he was little when he was wrestling.
Yeah, it was
Kid Youth Wrestling.
Yeah, like May and Tay and Luke
yes.
went to States. But
yes.
don't you think maybe 3rd, 4th, 5th grade?
Yep.
Yeah.
Yep.
So my son was always, he's so sweet, but he's very, like, he got kicked out of a hippie preschool. And the teachers were like, we love him, but he is just too much. You know, he was like a bull in a china shop.
Yeah. Yep.
And he started wrestling, and I just cried.
Yeah.
Because it was like this.
Yes.
Like, I got to see him
yes.
become. And you were somebody that was a part of that. And I have loved this man because I love your love of your community, the way you treat yourself. I love your wife and your children, the way you do that. I love watching your students and how you bring them to life and also hold them accountable. Like
yes.
every part
yes.
of you. So he is a local MMA fighter. He has his Arcata High wrestling coach. He has his own gym, IOC. He has his, well, we're going to get to that because I'm a little confused. There's 21 grams. There's
yes.
IOC. His kids are badass. His wife's a hottie that's about, like, all of it. So we're
yes.
going to talk about all of that today. All right, Mr. Bell, tell me things. Tell me whatever you want to start with.
I guess a little bit about myself.
Yeah, like,
you did really
were
well.
you born here?
Yes, I'm
okay.
born and raised here.
Okay.
Lived here my whole life. Started in Valley West, Gentoli Lane.
Yep.
And then my mom went to HSU, which is Cal Poly now.
Yeah.
And so she was a single
I know,
mom.
CPH just
yep.
does not have that name.
no.
I'm like, can we just keep calling it HS?
Exactly, I still do.
Right.
And but I'm glad they're doing a wrestling program, but I'll get to that later.
I heard about that. Yes. Oh,
so
praise the Lord.
That's awesome. Just
yes.
building the sport even better.
I know.
And,
Wrestling's like I was so sad when Luke quit.
Yes, I was too.
Wrestling
I still
like,
talk to him. Like, hey, Luke, come on, come wrestle.
I know.
Dude.
Oh,
I'm like, come on.
I actually, like, I still tease him. Like,
yes. Oh, yeah, he was really good at it, too.
I know, he was so good.
He's really good at everything he does.
He
but
didn't
with
like
wrestling,
that part.
Yeah.
The last tournament we did in Hoopa, it was like an 8-hour tournament, and he only wrestled 28 seconds.
Yep.
Because somebody cried and wouldn't wrestle him.
Yes.
And then the last person he wrestled, he pinned so quick, they cried.
So quick. Yep.
And on the ride home, he's like, I'm never wrestling again.
Yep.
I'm never going to make a person wrapped in spandex cry in public again. And I just knew it was over. I was like, dude, his heart won't.
I still remember that day when he came and talked to me. And he's like, I'm thinking about not wrestling. You know, it's like he said, he'd be there all day long and then only have a couple matches. And it'd be quick. It'd be over quick.
So
or they
quick.
wouldn't wrestle him because he was so good.
Yeah.
And it was,
it
always hurt.
Luke went over like Luke wanted to be like,
yes.
It's okay, buddy.
Yes. Yes. And I was like, so I actually really try to push a lot because for that reason, he was one of the big reasons why I was trying to push with the other wrestling community guys, coaches that are around here, that we need to have different levels. We need new, like JV
not
and varsity.
Just weights.
Yes. Exactly. Just because there's different levels on it, and like all the kids, especially from the kids that train all the time, they're really good at it. It always sucked for the new kids going into it.
Yes.
Wrestling's hard. One of the hardest sports. I think it's actually harder than MMA.
Right.
And so you're
because
going out there.
You can't whack out.
Yeah, no, exactly.
It's always intentional.
Yes, exactly.
Yes.
And then and it's so hard, especially being a brand new kid. You're going out there with a kid that's been wrestling forever, and then you get your butt kicked. So that for the brand new kids, like, well, I suck, or I'm not that good on that. How am I going to ever beat this kid? And so they quit. And then also the kids are really good. They get bored because they're like, well, I just beat this kid in 10, 20 seconds. and I'm here all day, they don't like that. They don't like to be allowed like this with like Luke. He felt like he was kind of like a bully to the newer kids of wrestling. That's what a lot of the kids I coach. They always experience that. Like they're just like, man, it's not fun. I'm like, I know it's not. So we got to try to wrestle. Like let's try to wrestle some kids that are on our level, more experienced, or go up a weight class, or
like. One of my favorite things, mainly because Luke came out just very naturally good, right?
Yep.
And lots of accolades come with that.
Yeah. Yep.
And the hard work beats talent.
Yes.
And talent doesn't work hard.
Yes, exactly.
Because my brother was somebody that had to work very hard. He was one of the best wrestlers at Arcata High. But he had to work for it.
Yes.
So he was that slow bloomer.
Yes.
So some people are coming in new.
Yes.
But some that are going to be more badass than the ones that are beating them.
Yes.
They just take a little more work.
Yes, exactly.
You know?
Just a little bit more time. That's all.
Yes, like Luke. Now he has to work hard. But in those younger ages, if you're in there with a natural and like, I love that because then you don't think that the sport sucks.
Yep.
And you get to keep working towards it instead of just being pummeled. And you know, like somebody who's like playing basketball and they only get in for 40 seconds.
Yes.
How are they going to find their dance rhythm?
Exactly.
How are they going to know that it feels amazing if they don't have time to learn? You know, because practice is different. Yeah. Okay, keep going.
Yep. So that was one of my main things. I always try to change with the freestyle season. Yes. But none of the coaches really were on board with it. But they always complain about how they're losing kids, and I'm like, the only kids I'm losing are the ones that
need more time.
Yeah, or the ones that are just winning too easily. Like it's too quick and they're losing. So so I always try to come up with that. Well, let's go with the newbies and then advanced.
I wasn't thinking about it for that, but like
for
Luke,
both of them
because Luke wants to work hard. That is what titillates his soul.
Yes. Yep.
Oh my gosh, it would be good for the JV and it would be good for the varsity.
Yes, it's good all the way around. Yes.
Yes.
And so I never understood why the coaches weren't on board with it. Yeah. But they've always
because we need to tell them again.
Exactly. Yeah.
We need to show them the brilliance.
Yes, exactly. Yeah. And so it was always just heartbreaking. Like they wouldn't get on board with it. Mm-hmm. And so I was just like, come on, really? Like let's build the wrestling here and stuff like that. But I'm still working on it. And then what I do with my kids now, because they train, a lot of them train all year round and stuff. So I take them out of town, out of the area, and I put them in different brackets.
It's such a beautiful thing. Yes. I mean, I understand that the expenses are a lot.
Yes.
And it's kind of a bougie thing. Mm-hmm. I'm not bougie.
Yeah.
And I make it happen.
Yes, no, exactly.
You know what I mean? Now, I have gotten into a little debt. It is worth it.
Yes.
The things that it has done for the athlete, but for me, for my connection with him, for my daughter and I mean, it is unequivocally amazing. And for us Humboldt kids, to go out is so healthy. I think that, well, we will get to that because Cass and I both just realized before the podcast how we are both aligned with really wanting to support this town. Like when this podcast makes money, can't wait to support coaches or make programs for families that have hardworking kids following awesome dreams to help pay. And he's wanting to set up a program for more training. So I know there's a lot of you out there, but let's all do it together and kick some ass for local kids.
Yep, exactly.
And for adults.
Yeah.
I'm a better person from knowing people like you, from being involved in sports. Like it's the whole family thing.
Yes, no, exactly. And it takes a village. It takes a village.
Yeah.
Yes. Yep.
And when the parents and the coach and the kids all become friends.
Yes, and that's the best part. I want to know
and support all of them. That's the point of it.
Yes.
And the health that comes,
Yep. No,
the integrity of waking up at a certain time.
Yes.
Of having somebody outside of your family that you respect and that is like family.
Yes.
Those things you cannot replace that.
Yep, no, exactly. It's huge. And that's one of my things with coaching too.
Or with music and things like that too. But it's not just, it's like having something you're passionate about that you get to work hard and show off.
Yes,
it's
exactly.
the whole cycle of work, celebration, rest,
all of
accolades.
It. Yep, all of it. And my thing too with coaching and stuff, I try to get the parents involved with it too. And the coaches. A lot of coaches don't like the parents involved with when they're doing the thing, which I understand, but my whole goal is to help, because parents also, they don't know, they get passionate about their kids, they're really into it, they want their kids to be the best they can, which I totally understand. But I'm also a coach for the parents too, and teach them hey, I want you to be there for your kid. You're going to be there for your kid more than anybody in this world. and you get to spend all this valuable time with them. You get to travel with them. You get to do all this stuff.
Yes.
And so I try to bring them into the room and have them help. And I teach them too, like, hey, it's not
for at-home play.
Yeah, exactly.
Whatever,
just everything. Just everything.
Yeah.
And I want them to be there because, like, with wrestling or jiu-jitsu or anything that I'm coaching, I can't be there all the time. I can't travel to other places, and I know
you can't be everywhere.
I can't be everywhere.
Only
yes,
one Castell.
exactly, yes.
It's a bummer.
Yep.
Who knows? In 2025, maybe
yeah,
we'll be making one. Yeah.
So, and I have my little ones, my son and my daughter. They're growing
and
up
they
quickly,
are like
and they love
almost
coaching.
world champs.
Yeah, they love and
right?
they love the coaching. They love helping out.
Yes.
So I'm like, I can't wait till they get old enough
Yes.
where they can.
And
actually
even emulating the coaching. Think of what that does for your life outside
Yeah.
of sports.
No, exactly.
For your leadership.
Yes.
As a person,
Yeah.
as a boss,
Yep.
husband, wife, parent,
Yep.
whatever.
No, exactly. So I'm really, so I really love it. And like I said, I always try to get the parents involved too with it.
Yeah.
I
I
do it
think with
opposite.
that, what we don't want, like, I was an athlete, but I was like horse trainer, cross country, triathlons,
Yep.
diving. I did not Luke Lemke kind of sports.
Yeah.
I
Yes.
did
Yes.
the other kind. That was a very different energy. Nobody really comes to watch you ride dressage.
Okay. Yeah.
In your triathlon,
Yeah.
you might hear people cheering like for 30.
Yeah.
It's not a spectator.
Okay.
Or whatever.
Yeah.
And so it's a whole thing, but I was bamboozled. First of all, at the snack shacks.
Okay.
The first time I went, I think it was like a baseball game.
Yeah.
I went to get some orange juice, and they offered me fucking Sunny Delight.
Yeah.
I was like, this is an orange. Like, I'm blown away.
Yeah.
I'd always bring my jars of dried mango.
Yeah.
Like, Luke doesn't have Gatorade. I was
Yes.
just blown away
Yes.
by what, was offered. But then the parents.
Yes.
Like, get your own fat ass up.
Yeah.
Why don't you get off your phone?
Yes.
Why don't you wake up? Why
Yes.
don't you stop yelling at your kid?
Yes.
I'm sorry that you weren't amazing when you were
Yeah.
young, but my heart just breaks.
Yeah.
I think you don't want parents that are calling and bitching you out
Yes.
for their lack of self-love.
Yes.
That
No,
they're
exactly.
putting on the kid,
Yep.
which then goes to you.
Yes.
For coaches to want to include parents.
Yes.
To be a part
Yep.
of something better.
And help teach them, like, it's
Yes.
okay. It's okay to
Yes.
help them and
Right.
do what
Yeah,
you said.
because I can see now from being
Yes.
I'm a sports mom for
Yeah.
sure.
Yep.
I'm Mama Barker. Like,
Yeah.
I'm up in it.
Yes.
And to see how I can see being a coach, like, lady, I don't even make very much money,
Yep.
and I might be parenting your child more than you. Please
Yes.
don't yell at me.
Yes.
Like,
Yep.
like even with Luke, it's like, you speak your issues.
Yes.
My job is to teach you how to speak your truth.
Yes.
And then you do it.
Yep.
But
Yep.
you
No,
can,
exactly.
if you are relating with the parents,
Yep.
you can be like, I hear you.
Yes.
I would like you to speak to your child and have them bring this to me so we can figure out.
Yes.
You
No,
know?
exactly.
Like,
Exactly.
yeah.
And it seems to be working really well. I really don't have any parents yelling
No, I
at me.
loved it.
Or
Because
anything.
coming
It's
to
really,
practice and not feeling like you're a bother is
Yes.
amazing.
Yes. No,
You know, and that was so fun sitting on those wrestling mats.
Yes.
I had a blast.
I love it. I love it.
Yeah, I love it. Okay, so we went wall skadoodle. So we're on Gintoli. Your mom was going somewhere.
Oh yeah, she went to Cal Poly or HSU
Okay.
back in the day, and then single mom, and then her big thing was to get me a house before I graduated high school.
Do you have
So,
siblings?
Yes, I have a whole bunch of them. So
Okay.
I have 5 of them, and I have 5 brothers and sisters. My youngest brother is in high school, so I'm coaching him right now.
Oh!
He's
Oh
a
my
junior.
gosh, I didn't know that.
Yes, yep. So he's a junior.
Aw.
Isaiah Bell, he's awesome, sweet kid.
Of course he is.
And he's doing really good. Unfortunately, this season though, he hurt his knee, and so for sections, he didn't do so well. But he was still able to compete. But I
Hard to
was
wrestle
still-
with something hurt.
No, exactly.
Are you
And I was
kidding?
super worried
There's
about
no
it.
body part that's not getting wangled on.
Yes. And
Jeez.
I almost pulled him from it, but he really wanted to do it, and he actually did pretty well. He just couldn't really practice that much.
Well,
so.
and you still get the experience.
Yeah, no, exactly. And
Because
he's
the
a
winning
junior,
is
so-
always just like a couple seconds difference.
Yes,
You know,
exactly.
it's still the whole kit and
Yes.
caboodle. Yeah.
So, and he's doing good. So it's awesome to have him on the team because his family.
Yeah.
And then I also have my son who's a freshman this year, who's also on their Kid High wrestling team.
Yeah,
So
I
get
still
to
haven't
coach
seen him.
all.
I've been so.
Okay,
I see pictures sometimes.
Yes,
but-
yes. So
Oh.
it's cool, and for me, because I guess because I'm super busy, but I get to see my family in the sport
Yes.
area too.
And what grade is Taylor?
Taylor's 7th grade, so Taylor's
And
my
is
daughter.
she president of the world?
She
not even a country. She's like The country's too small. I'm going to run the world.
She's definitely a badass. She loves the wrestling so much.
Fierce.
Where
her fierceness is so.
Oh yeah, it's awesome.
It's
awesome, and she's a sweetheart, and she's good, and like it's just I mean I can't say enough how how proud I am of her, which is awesome. It's just cool just how she is.
I know. Well, she kind of reminds me of Luke.
Okay, yeah,
she's so playful.
Yes,
like when you are with her, outside of her being in the singlet.
Yeah,
she is soft. She is kind. You see her connect with you. She's a good sister.
Yes,
she's a good friend.
Yep.
And then she gets out there, and it's like,
oh yeah,
motherfucker, like her eye contact.
Yes.
You know what I mean? Like with Luke, like football, I can't tell what's happening.
Yeah.
But in basketball, sometimes I'm, oh my gosh, don't look at him that way.
Yeah.
Be nice. But Taylor's like that.
Yes.
She's like, the first time I saw her wrestle, I was like, oh dang.
Yes.
Yes.
Yep. It was cool with
and then Maya.
Yeah. Oh yeah, Maya. Yes. I'm so glad she's back in.
I know.
Yes.
I'm like, can you be a singlet model?
Yeah.
And conquer?
Yep. Yes.
Yeah.
Yep. So
I see some of her wrestling videos.
Yep.
I had forgot that she wrestled.
Yeah.
I thought it
when
was
she was
Skylar.
younger. Yeah.
Yeah.
Yep.
I was like, I don't know how I missed that.
She took some years off.
Maybe she was too young.
Yeah, she might have been too young, or
also,
just,
like you were saying, my memory. The
Yeah.
lion's mane hasn't kicked in yet.
Yeah.
So.
Yep. And it could be maybe she was there, but she was just so small.
Yeah.
Because she did train with Tay
a
lot.
lot.
Yeah.
Oh,
so,
May and Tay,
but
those ladies.
Oh yeah, no, they're. I've been trying to get them.
Tay,
yeah, they're
so
they're
badass.
Yes.
I just got to watch one of their basketball games. I think I'm going to go Thursday. They made
nice.
it.
Oh, did they? Okay.
But just watching them because I don't. Luke's got so much going on.
Yes.
I don't get to see their games as much now, and I was like, good golly, girls.
Yes.
They.
Yes, I'm still trying to get them to wrestle too.
I know, right? Everybody wants them to do everything.
Yes. Yep.
Okay, so your mom has all these kids, and her goal is to buy you a house before you graduate high school?
Yes, because that was her dream.
Who is this lady? Of course, she's amazing.
This was her dream, just to get in there. So she worked a lot and did went to schooling and all that kind of stuff.
Okay.
So then so that was her dream. So
yes.
we lived we used to live in apartments, then we moved to another apartments, and then she kept just moving out of the area. Just kept moving up a little. Yeah, exactly.
Yeah.
And then I was a newspaper boy, so I found a house over by Greenview Market area.
Yeah.
And found this house, and I'm like, Mom, I found this house, and didn't think she would actually do it, but found it. She went and looked at it, and we actually bought it. So that was cool. That was probably my 8th grade year, I think. 8th grade, freshman year.
Oh.
Right around there. So she so she did her goal, which was
by 8th grade.
Yeah. Yep. So.
And then did you guys move there?
Yes. Yeah. No, we moved there. Yeah.
Wow.
So we moved in there, and then that's where I've lived.
Was your dad involved in your life?
No. Nope. I never met my dad.
Never met him.
And
did any of your siblings? Like, are you old, young, middle?
I'm the oldest. So I was the oldest.
Okay.
So I was the one that always had to work and do everything.
No wonder you're a coach.
Take care of
Yes.
Right?
You were born into the position.
Exactly. Because my mom had to work a lot, so she was full time working. Sometimes she even worked night shifts, and then she was also going to school.
Right.
So it was a lot.
Yeah.
And I was wild when I was a kid.
Mm-hmm.
I didn't have a dad. I'm actually it's kind of sad, but also at the same time, because I coach so many different kids. I experience different things, and the best thing my dad actually ever did for me, because he wasn't in my life. It's super sad, I hope no kids go through it, but there are some kids that are going through it now that I'm trying to help with. Mm-hmm. But he let it go, he let me go, kind of thing. He wasn't just in my life and just torturing kind of thing that I see a lot of parents do when they're not, for their selfish ways or whatever the heck it is.
Like if you're all the way gone, you're not constantly scraping.
Exactly. Is he going to be there for Christmas or this, or am I going to get this, or whatever that is. But I was 12 years old. My mom was like, hey, your dad's on the phone. And I never talked to him before. He left when I was 2 years old, I believe, or something like that. And I got on the phone. I was super happy. And then, I found out he had his own family. I have two other brother and sister or something like that. But he said that, he's like, hey, I'm sorry, but I can't be in your life. And obviously that was heartbreaking to me. But now being older, 12 years old probably, right around there.
Golly.
And
trying to grow pubes with that.
Yes, no, exactly.
Honey.
Yeah, exactly. So it was hard.
Yeah.
And, but being older now, I'm actually really thankful for that, because it wasn't he wasn't in my life, because I helped coaching a lot of the kids. I'm dealing with some families that are split up, and some people are far away, or they want to come in their life randomly sometimes, and it messes with the kid.
Yeah.
And I'm and after because I had, like I said, I had a couple kids I was helping, and so it was. I'm realizing now that I'm actually grateful for how it went down. Obviously I was sad because I didn't know as a young kid, but I'm so glad that he stepped out of my life and just cut it like that. So I was not getting my hopes up.
Yes.
And all this, like these other kids that I'm dealing with.
That are up
so many problems. Yeah, exactly. Up and down, and it's so hard for them. I feel so bad.
Yeah. Do you know the saying, all is well?
All is well.
All is well. It's
No.
a Louise Hay.
Okay.
Louise Hay has a book called You Can Heal Your Life.
Okay.
Everybody go get it.
Yeah.
It like changed my life. I had hurt my back and I was so broke at the time.
Yeah.
And I was paranoid that I would never be able to do hair again.
Okay.
Like how
Okay.
am I,
Yeah.
I'm an entrepreneur. I don't have savings. Like how am I going to do it? And this client of mine brought me the book. Louise Hay says disease is dis-ease. So like any kerfuffle within your body has something to do with your mind and your thoughts.
Yes.
So it says the issue, it's like let's say acne. And then acne has to do with eruptions of anger that are not being allowed out.
Okay.
And then it has a mantra to say to help your thoughts, your story, your words shift it.
Okay.
Right? So as a hairstylist who really is more of a counselor, I basically am a counselor that does hair as a side dish. You know what I mean? And it has helped me because certain sides of your body show certain thought, all of that. And then in the book, there are chapters about jobs, relationships, body, blah, blah, blah. Abundance was a big one for me. So I read it like a crackhead. Yeah. And then I have read it slowly multiple times. Okay. Somebody is borrowing it right now, but I also use the dictionary in the back. Yeah. So when a client, because then I can help intuit what I can do to help them, right? But one of her main sayings is all is well. Okay. And sometimes it feels hippie woo-woo, like I'm giving up, but the more I really knuckle down into it, the more it is true because we cannot have day without night. We cannot have good without bad. We cannot have salty without sweet. It's like, it is a fucking reality.
Yes, yep, exactly.
And if you start to cherish your shadow, and you start to look at it and you start to welcome it in instead of banishing it, which creates drugs and alcohol and anger and all those things that hurt and take away from you. So when something bad happens, why is it happening for you? Mm-hmm. Like somebody, people hurt my son very much. Yeah. And I was talking with a hippie healer and she held my face. Yeah. I was just like sad, like when my papa passed away, you know, just like how the and she's like, baby, you believe that he came to this planet for this time, space, reality, for this parent, you know what I mean? You, like, all of this pain is exactly why he will be such a wonderful leader, friend, lover, father, son. Yes. Oh my gosh, I melted. Yep. It was like all that Louise Hay stuff and this rawness inside of me being like, right? Yes. Like, if people had treated me differently in my life, how would I become this? Yeah. You know, and I have friends that have fluffed along in life. And let me tell you, I need a cocktail. Yes. Like, oh, you are boring. Like, have some depth. Yes. You know? So, yes, it's like coming full circle to
yes.
No, that when I say all is well, it is not a flitty thought. Yep. It is so deep within. Yes. Because negative is positive.
Yeah. Yep. No, exactly. I always say to turn the lemons into lemonade. Yeah. There's always always something good comes out of it. Yes. That's what I always tell all my kids.
Yeah. It's such a beautiful.
Yes. And your mind's such a powerful thing, so your mind can turn it into anything you want it to be.
I know. And Louise Hay talks about that. Like when you're working on abundance, you'll always lose money. You know, people they'll get $300. They need $300. They get the $300, and all they can speak of is, "I can't believe I got $300." Yes. So the next day their car breaks down and it costs $300 because of your words. Yes. You know, I know it's so tricky. I'm always like, don't. Yep. Oh yeah. Don't listen. Holy tape! I didn't say that.
I always knock on wood.
I know. Right? Knock on anything.
Yep. Exactly.
Okay. So keep going. So you got the house in 8th grade because your mom's a fucking badass, apparently.
Yes.
Okay, you all moved there.
Yep, so we got their house and stuff, and then went to Arcata High. I went to Pacific Union.
Cool.
K through 8th, and then went to Arcata High afterwards.
The Wildcats.
Yeah, yep, exactly. Okay. So born and raised here, been here my whole life. Okay. I went away for a couple months.
And were you athletic as a little one?
Yeah, I did soccer. Yeah, I did all the sports besides football and wrestling. Those are 2 sports I never did.
No wrestling.
Yep, my mom wanted me to do football, and then not wrestling either. Okay. And then I pretty much I joke around with it, but I pretty much went out and found my own dad one of my best friends.
Isn't it the best?
Yeah, no, exactly. And he took me under his wing, and my best friend, who was Aaron at the time, he was wrestling and stuff. And I was really hands-on. I was a wild kid, so I always got in trouble because I was always so hands-on and stuff. And
you're so excitable.
You're not supposed to, yeah.
Right? It's just too much for American adults, man. They're like, you're freaking me out.
Yep, exactly. I could never sit still. So then I found wrestling. Exactly. I couldn't. And then I was always outside playing around, running around, and then I found wrestling. I was like, what? I could do this and not get in trouble. And I fell in love with it. So my freshman year, I quit. Yes, I quit. I quit all the sports. I quit soccer, baseball, basketball, all of it. And I was pretty good at it all. And then so I just, fell in love with wrestling.
Because it was such your passion.
Yes.
You were like,
exactly.
I ain't got time for the rest of
exactly. That's all I want to do. And then I just, went off with that.
Okay.
So that's pretty much.
And then how does that, explain the difference between 21 grams and the IOC and your MMA. Like, tell us how that is your bouquet. Because they're pretty harmonious, but they're different.
Yeah. Yep. So Institute of Combat is the gym that I helped start with my coach, John Thompson, way back in the day, 12 years ago. And
And that's all the one over near Noah.
Yes, right next to Noah.
What street is it?
820 N Street, Arcata, right next to the N Street. Yeah. Right next to the I can't believe I'm forgetting the name now. It's the Connect
Crazy
Sculpture
Race.
Lab.
I know.
Yes, Connect Sculpture Lab.
Yeah, I know where it is. I just don't know any street names. Somehow, I've lived here almost my whole life, and I know where 11th Street is.
Exactly.
I don't know which is H or I. I know there's a poem about it.
I know what place. I know Los Bagels or Ace Hardware or Safeway. Co-op, where we're going, I know where we're going.
I know certain streets.
Yes, 11th Street always.
Yeah.
And then that's pretty much it. HSU or Cal Poly and all that stuff. And so anyways, so we did that, and I started at 21 grams gym, which is the weight of your soul. That's what the 21 grams mean.
Yeah.
You're giving your soul to everything, because back in the day, I guess there was a scientist that I can't get the name down right, but there's a scientist that was testing, like right before you pass away, you lose an average of 21 grams.
Yes.
And so some people believe that's your soul leaving your body.
Yeah.
And
I love
so
when you
that's
told me.
why
You didn't tell me.
Probably Josh.
Maybe
Burt.
Levi told me.
Levi, yeah, maybe Levi. Yeah, Levi. Yeah.
Hi, Levi. We love you.
Yes.
And I was like, and my honey and I looked it up.
Yes.
Like, still gives me chills. I love that.
Yes. So it's awesome. You leave
all
your
is
soul
well,
in there.
right?
Yep, exactly. And so, and Josh Vert owned the 21 grams. So I was mentored by Josh Vert, who's an awesome coach.
And what kind of gym?
Strength and conditioning. So 21 grams is a strength and conditioning coach. So it's like
and
workout.
Wasn't it split in half?
Yes.
Or something like that?
Yes. Yep. And then Institute of Combat is the mixed martial arts side. So it's like the self-defense, the fighting, the MMA, the jiu-jitsu, and all that kind of stuff.
That's the IOC?
The wrestling. Yes. So
and then the 21 grams
is weightlifting, strength and conditioning.
Kind of like a fancier health sport.
Yes.
Something
we do a lot of privates, one-on-one.
So they still are the same gym.
Yes. Yep. But just separate, but we're all
I didn't need lion's mane mushroom. I did know what was going on.
Yes.
I had thought somewhere that maybe it was one thing and then it switched.
Okay. Yeah.
So it's still the two things like when you used to go.
Yes.
Awesome.
Same thing.
Yes. And then that helps you facilitate your little badasses having a place to
awesome.
do all year long, right?
Yes.
Because otherwise it's like the sport ends, the family dissipates, all the intention leaves, and you're like, what the hell, where's my next sport?
Yes. Yep, so we train there all year round and stuff like that. And then I was fortunate because I was coached by John Thompson, who is also a badass, who's my head coach.
Now he owns the
Institute of Combat. Yes. Well,
and he still does, or now you own both?
No, so now I own both. So he retired.
High five.
Yes. So I'm super excited. And I was like the first kid there, the first one, like the first prodigy there to run it. So it's awesome that I was able to take it over and go when he was done.
One of my assistants bought my old salon. Rosie, I love you. And it's amazing.
Yes, it's super cool.
I loved her so much. I cared for her. She cared for me and my fam. And then she saw what it was like to raise a baby and own a son, and now she's doing it. She's about to have a baby,
nice.
And now she'll get to breastfeed at work with her own little hottie like her. Yes. That is awesome.
Yeah,
so they
cool
ended up retiring, and you were in perfect line to get it.
Yep. So what happened was, so Josh taught us for a while for the weightlifting and stuff. Okay. And then John, he goes by Juan, but John Thompson, he
helps you with fighting now. Yes. I see him in I don't think I met him, but I recognize him now from loving you.
Yep. And so he bought, once Josh retired, he bought the 21 grams gym from Josh. And so, and then so he had IOC and 21 grams, and then I ran all the youth stuff. So I controlled all the youth stuff. He did all the adult stuff. And that's how we
And
we
are you like kindergarten to college?
Yeah, oh yeah.
Okay.
Yep. Well, now I'm
and you kind of
kindergarten all the
lump them
way
together, right?
all the way. Yeah. Well, kindergarten to 18 to high school to seniors, pretty much.
Is one group?
Yes, it's one group. So they all work together.
I
Yeah.
love
Oh yeah,
that.
it's good.
For me, with my kids, K through 8 was vital.
Yes.
I want you to be young and have somebody to look up to.
Yes,
and
exactly.
I want you to be old
That's
and have
key.
somebody to be excited for them to aspire to be.
Yep, and it's good because it helps the
Everybody
older
can
kids.
help.
Yes. Help the little guys, and the little guys look up to the older guys.
Frickin' Bell!
Exactly. It's cool. It's
you
cool
are
how it works.
I love you. Yes. Okay.
It's just awesome. So
okay. Now, do you have employees?
Yes and no. So my
and your
brother,
honey is she's the leader of the company, right? Doesn't she
well,
run it all?
Not yet.
Because back then she did all the.
Yeah, she does all the youth.
I was
youth
just
wrestling.
always like kissing her, which now I'm learning about consent. I
Yep.
tell her I'm sorry if I kissed her.
She loves it.
I'm learning.
And no, she works at Adult Day Health. So what my plan is.
Yeah, I used to see her there from that hippie school. My daughter went there.
Yes.
Hi,
honey. So that's where she works right now. But I'm trying to build the gym up so it can make enough money so then she could work less over there. Still work. She still loves it. Because all the older folks and stuff like that.
Yeah, she just glows there for sure.
But I also need help there because I'm not a paperwork guy. I'm a coach. I know how to coach.
You're doing
I know how to
all
build
of this
stuff.
without a paperwork person?
Yes.
Okay. I gotta hook you up with my girl MJ.
Okay.
MJ.
Yes.
Hi. MJ is my girl. I met her because her family loves football. And they would come to watch the football.
Yeah.
And we fell in love. And I've been an entrepreneur for 20 years.
Okay.
Basically because I love.
Yes.
And because I'm creative.
Yeah.
Not because I understand math.
Yes.
Or profit and losses.
Yes. Yeah.
Right?
Exactly.
I have done well. I mean, things are great.
Yep.
I am like, so she is brilliant.
Yes.
And so she is helping me take my colander and turn it into a container.
That's awesome.
So she's going through all of my books.
Yes.
She's showing me how to do it.
Oh, cool.
She's showing me what cards to use for what, how to use cash, how to... Babe, I am doing so much. And she's a pleasure to be with. So knowing all of my things, my cards, my stickers, my art, my interior design... and knowing that I need help financially. You know, I want to say yes more joy and ease.
Yes.
She's like, bitch, you're doing a podcast.
Yeah.
She's like, I believe in it. I'm doing it for free. I'll do all the maniacal math technology stuff. So she's a life changer.
Okay, that's awesome.
Baby, you need...
Yes, that would be awesome.
Because you can hire... Like, you don't have to pay her to do the whole kit and caboodle.
Yeah.
You know, you can flirt with her.
Yeah.
She can come to your office.
Yes.
Just for a couple hours.
Yeah.
And you pay her for that. And then your life changes.
No,
you do some homework.
Yes.
She comes back in.
Yes. No, that's cool.
Dude.
I'm excited.
Like, do it now.
Yes.
Because I know. I mean, she has saved me so much money already.
Yes. Okay,
just
cool.
from the way to think.
Yes.
You know what I mean?
Yep.
So maybe in podcast world, we'll put MJ's numbers up because everybody, like, so kind and inspiring, but you can plug up holes that you're spinning for.
Exactly. Because it's hard. It's a lot of work.
I know. And you're more of a people person also.
Yes.
So, yeah. But I like the thought of your honey because she was magical when she helped with all of the details.
And she loves paperwork. She loves it all. I hate
me.
paperwork.
I'm like, can I just hug you?
Yep, exactly.
Can I hug the information into you? Yeah.
So, but that's the goal. Eventually have her. And right now, so I didn't get to the health sport part. So actually, when COVID happened.
Quit everything. Wait.
Yes.
So you fell in love with wrestling. You quit all the other sports that you were great at, but you were in love.
Yep.
Then you graduate high school.
Yes.
Then go from there.
And so graduated high school.
And then health sport
I went to UTI, which was an automotive school. I went there for a couple months.
It's a trade college, right?
Yes.
Like a 2-year program, and then you could be a mechanic?
12, something like 12 months, 13 months or something like that. But that didn't work out well because I was the very first one. My class was the very first one into the school in Sacramento, and they were building it. And it was super expensive to get into it. And I grew up without having money at all or anything, so I had to get loans and all this stuff, and not sponsors, but scholarships and all this stuff.
I was cutting school to pay for school.
Yeah.
And then I was like, I'm out. I'm going to beauty school. I'm going to open a salon. I was like, this is ridiculous.
Exactly.
What am I doing?
Yes, exactly.
I'm working to pay while I'm missing the class to pay for it.
Yes.
Not
Yep, exactly.
Thanks, America. Good planning.
And I I moved down there to Sacramento, and we weren't even in the right building. It was being built still, so it was pretty much a scam at that time.
Yes.
So I left. I'm like, I can't do this. I went there for 3 months, I'm like, we're not working on the cars. We're just doing paperwork. Like, we're just doing stuff that we were supposed to, that they promised us we would be doing that we weren't.
Right.
So I was like, I'm done. I'm out. And so I went back to Humboldt. And it was a good experience, though, because, growing up in Humboldt, I'm like, I want to get out of here. Mm-hmm. Nothing to do here. This sucks. And just being young and not knowing and moving in SAC I was like, whoa, I don't like SAC. Everybody's mean. Everybody,
even just the cement.
Yeah, exactly.
Like during COVID, weren't you like,
Oh yeah, I was
sending so much love to everybody in cities. Like,
yes. Yeah, I couldn't know how they do it.
We're like COVID vacay over here.
Yes.
I'm like, I'm gonna drive to Maple Creek with my kids instead of taking them to school.
Yep, exactly. It was awesome. We were at the beach every day and relaxing, at the beach. And
breathing in the air.
Yes. So I was, so it was nice. But I moved back home, and I actually appreciate it. I'm like, whoa, Humboldt's actually awesome. Yeah. It's beautiful. There's no traffic. Nice. Everybody's super awesome. You could say hi in the cities. You can't bring your Humboldt love over there because you're like being high, and they're all looking at you kind of weird, like you differently. I was like, whoa, what is this? And,
I moved back 27 years ago, and I still every day am thankful for that decision.
Yes, no, exactly.
I wouldn't have minded living. I had some dabbles with wanting to live in New York and New Orleans for some reason.
Yep.
But look, it's
it's
every
beautiful.
Freaking day.
Yes, exactly. And the people are just awesome.
And mainly when you're loving in the community. I mean, you just walk around. Oh, hello, yes, I do love you. I will. So cool.
Yes, exactly. And knowing everybody and stuff like that. So I'm glad though I experienced it.
Yep.
Because being young, just not knowing. Yeah. And then coming back to maybe
what did you come back
so
for? What did you go for?
Well, I was dating Chelsea, my wife. Yep.
While you were at the school.
Yes. Yeah.
Oh,
so I was with her, and then but she was still in Humboldt. So then I also moved back for her. And then we started our life, after that. And then we had our kids when we were super young.
And where was wrestling at after
wrestling?
I was done.
Yeah, it was done. Yeah, it was done.
Out?
I wanted to wrestle in college, but I didn't think I could afford it. Now being older, I could have definitely made it work. I would have had it work and all that stuff.
Still had it?
No, Humboldt hasn't had it for a long time.
Yeah, I think I was in high school. How old are you?
I'm 36 now. So
I'm 10 years older. Yeah, because I think when I was in high school, it might have gone. No, I think it was like. I graduated in 96. I think it was probably around 99 or something. That it stopped.
I was older than that.
Because some of the people that wrestled with my brother, and he was a senior when I was a freshman, wrestled at
nice.
Arcata High.
Okay. Well, they still do Arcata High, but what about? But not at college. Or
no, after they wrestled at Arcata High, they went to HSU.
Oh,
so
nice.
I think it was like he graduated like 93. So I think it stopped late 90s.
Yes.
Early 2000s.
Yeah. Okay.
Yeah.
Yep.
How would you have if Humboldt didn't have a program then?
Wrestle? No.
Like
I would have went to different schools. Yeah, so there's other other schools I could have went to.
Oh, you could have
scholarships
not done the mechanics school.
Yes.
Still been with Chelsea and not gone to Humboldt. Gone to
somewhere else. Yes.
I'm seeing what you're saying.
Went to a different school.
Yeah.
But being young and being like, I don't think I could afford it because I would have to pay for my car, get a job, pay for the food.
Again, your thoughts.
Yes, exactly.
Look at that. Your thoughts stopped.
Yes, exactly.
My thoughts.
Yes.
My thoughts are amazing, obviously.
Yep.
See, I just changed it.
Yep, exactly.
I didn't say it because I'm a positive Polly.
But no, it was a good experience. Like just going through it all.
Yeah.
And then I helped with the youth wrestling here and then when I came back, and then I took over the youth wrestling.
So when did you start helping with youth wrestling?
It was always off and on.
Like, were you going to HSU?
No, not HSU. It was Arcata High, the Arcata Youth Wrestling.
Right, but was it while you were attending Humboldt State?
No, I never went to Humboldt State. I went to CR.
Oh,
yeah, my mom went to Humboldt.
You came back. I'm fine.
Yes.
Okay.
Yeah. Okay. I went to CR. I never went to Humboldt.
Okay. I guess what I'm saying is, how long ago did you start not wrestling for yourself, but start this journey of IOC? We gotta get to your MMA stuff.
Okay, yes. My son was.
When did all that?
Yes, so my son was 5 or 6 years old, and he was really good at it. He really liked it. So then I jumped back in there with Tim Nichols, and he was running the Arcata Youth Wrestling program. And then he actually retired, and I took over for him.
Okay.
I took over the whole thing.
And that must have been when we came to you.
Yes.
Because we started with Virgil.
Right. Yes.
Thank you, Virgil.
Yep.
And then met you.
Yes.
And it was the Bad Boys.
Yes. Bad Boys and Bad Girls.
And so that was you being brand new.
Yes.
I met you when you were at the baby.
Yes.
Oh, I love it.
Yep.
Okay.
So
so you started for your boy.
Yes. Yep.
What a
And just went through
reason.
there. Yes.
Okay. And so then you took over that program.
Yes.
And then from that program, who was Arcata High's coach before? Is this
There's
your
a
second
couple.
year?
This is my third now. This is my third
of
year.
your total.
Yes, for high school.
But before that, you were helping.
Yes.
Right?
Oh, yeah. Not for
Is
the high
Rob
school.
England?
He
Still,
was.
Is he helping?
No, not now.
Not now. Okay.
Yeah, he's super busy with all his work he's doing now. I've been trying to get him back in. But,
I know, right?
Yes.
Everybody wants a little
yeah.
Rob England.
Yep,
Come
exactly.
on.
Yep.
I know
So-
he's a badass.
Yeah, he is.
I mean, I just follow him. I barely ever get to see him. But on social media, I'm like, you know, buddy.
Exactly. So.
Okay.
And that's what I'm trying to do with the whole high school team now. I'm trying to build a whole thing. So I'm trying to get all the coaches.
Yeah.
Because I need help. I need help, guys. So if you're any wrestling coaches or anybody that wants to come help, come talk to me. And
is this like is there any funds for people who would be helping, or is it that they are getting paid by making their community and humans better?
So yes, that's what I'm trying. Yeah, that's what I'm trying to do right now. So this year I had 56 boys on the Arcata High wrestling team.
Okay.
I had 12 girls on the wrestling team
amazing.
for Arcata High, but they all practiced together. So it was really hard. We were in a small room,
Right.
and luckily not everybody practiced at the same time. A lot of kids wouldn't show up. With it, but on the average, we'd have 30 to 40 kids in the room.
Yeah, that's
and
a lot in there.
I've been talking to Ron Perry, who's great. He loves the sports. He's a great guy, and I've been trying to put in his ear that I need help. I need a JV coach and a girls coach.
Right.
And I'll be the varsity coach. I'll still run everything.
Yes.
But I just can't be everywhere at once.
I really like that. Like even within the basketball program and such. I love the fact that you find a stellar human that can be the container, not the colander.
Yes.
That is at the varsity level.
Yes.
And then they have people that they harmonize with that are doing the other programs.
Yep.
So when the little bebe comes in, they see this and they go up the rungs.
Yep.
Instead of going up here and then being like,
yes. No,
right?
exactly.
Like let's be harmonious the whole time so their learning doesn't. Yes.
Yeah. No, exactly. Yeah. So that's my whole goal. So I'm trying to get them to get paid.
Your goals.
I was like, we need to have it. And if I remember correctly, I've never seen a JV coach or a JV and a girls team at Arcata High for at all. So which is kind of super
12
cool.
is probably more.
Oh, it's huge. Yeah.
I mean, normally it's like one or two.
Yep, exactly.
Every
One or
once
two
in a
girls.
while, right?
Exactly.
Yeah,
so we have a full
awesome.
squad.
Yeah.
And we actually the girls kicked ass this year. We actually won the whole thing for our we beat all the teams around here.
Yeah.
Which was cool because that was our first year actually having a full girls squad.
Yeah.
And so the girls killed it, and they're all juniors and sophomores and freshmen.
Right.
So they're all going to be here next year.
Such powerful.
Yes. So it's cool, but it was hard.
I didn't wrestle, but I got wrestled with a lot.
Yes.
And I really feel my honey was my favorite makeout partner all through high school. But when we got back together, more as adults, when we first got together, I was such a tough talker. Thinking I was so tough.
Yep.
I hadn't been wrestled for a long time, but when my brother would always beat me, I was like, I was not tough anymore. I was like, never mind. But when I was younger, it gives you a posture of power and self-knowledge.
Yeah, no, exactly.
It's an amazing.
And it's awesome too because for me, I can protect others too, which I always love to do.
Yeah, right?
Yes.
Yeah. And having the power, knowing that you can protect yourself helps you be softer.
Yes. No, exactly.
You're not with fear,
exactly. Yep. You don't
you're
have
flowing.
to. Exactly.
Yeah.
Yep.
So then how did the MMA come in? Because MMA, mixed martial arts, so you can use boxing, jiu-jitsu, karate,
wrestling.
Basically any form of... What? You can't poke out?
Yeah, you can't poke eye. You
punch
can't,
nuts?
No, you can't punch in the nuts.
Okay.
But you can do pretty much everything else. You can't headbutt.
So eyes, nuts.
Yes.
Headbutt?
No, you can't headbutt.
Like...
You can't hit in the throat.
Like you would just go like that?
Yeah, you can't headbutt though, so they don't do that.
Yeah, it seems that would be a smart idea.
Yeah.
Like, that just doesn't sound...
No, exactly.
I mean, I don't think what you do sounds fun at all. I like watching your ass. Your bright green is a really fiery experience. But I'm like... Ugh.
Yep, so luckily no headbutting or nothing like that. Okay. But that got in there because I just loved, I couldn't wrestle. So I kind of
Because there's no place for adult wrestlers.
Yes, not really. Well, there is now that I'm learning, but at the time I didn't know.
Yeah.
And so I always felt lost. I'm like, gosh, I didn't get to do what I always wanted to do. So this is my second chance to do some MMA. Right. And I love the fighting. I love the jitsu part of it. I loved the wrestling part.
Yeah.
So I was able just to do more.
Yeah.
And I always believe I kind of had like ADHD growing up, even though I was never, my mom never took me to the doctors or nothing like that. She didn't want me to take pills or anything like that.
Oh my gosh, I need to meet your mom.
Yeah. She's
I'm like, anything FDA approved, I'm like, hell
no, exactly. So
I'm glad she never,
yes, I'm glad she never taught me because I was able to figure out how to focus. And I was able to focus on once I really love something I want to do and hands-on. Mm-hmm. But that's also, I think, why I do so well too, because I'm doing so much. So I'm doing like Arcata youth wrestling program. I'm doing the high school wrestling. I'm also doing the Institute of Combat plus the 21 grams gym and everything. So I'm doing so much of just.
But aren't you finding? I was talking to my sweetie this morning because this podcast to me, it feels like when I acknowledged I'm going to quit Humboldt, I'm going to go to beauty school. And within 365 days of graduating beauty school, I'm going to open my own salon.
Yeah.
When I made that choice, because I was going to be an interior designer, a horse, a horse trainer, a this, a that. They all were all these things. Like my whole body. It was the first time I got chills. Now I know my holy team / universe is telling me, you got it. And oh my gosh, I just forgot what I was saying. What was I saying?
You were talking about you're doing a little bit of everything.
Oh, right. The chills all over my body because I was like, I get to love people, touch people, talk to people. I get to do the interior design. I still get cash because I was always a horse trainer, got money, waitress, bartenders, like it fit all the things. So recently, I would say for about 8 or 9 years, I realized I don't really want to do hair. Yeah. I want to be paid to be Annie Parker. I want to talk with people. I want to paint. I want to do these types of things. So the art is still going, the interior design is going. I make some money on my sweatshirts, cards, and stickers, blah, 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 blah. But none of it is helping me say, fuck yeah, let's go to Mexico.
Yes.
You know what I mean? Like there is flow.
Yes.
I'm saying there is flow. There is a bit. But to help bring that in, and dude, I lost it again.
Let's see what you're trying to get at.
So now with MJ coming into my life, helping me create my pot and helping me start this podcast. This podcast to me is all of those things. Yes. Right? It's bringing together all of the things. So I'm all cracky, but really now it's this container. Like you have all these things, but they're all of the perfect outfit. Yes. You know what I'm saying?
It all connects
as it keeps going, then you look back and you're like, that's why I was the oldest. Yes. Because I'm doing that here. Each part. Exactly. Is like, that's the bouquet. Now it makes sense. That's why all is well. Yes. Because you don't know why you're grabbing all these random things.
But then it becomes a masterpiece at the
end. Like it all flows. Yes. Like everything that you're doing is the perfect Caspell outfit. Yes. They harmonize with each other. Yep. You know? And then you figure out the back end, the business side. Yes. Business side. I'm not fully there yet. Yes. But you're going to work with him. I can feel the change. Yes. I can, even when I'm intentionally using my business card, not the cash or my cash, I'm like, I'm up leveling. Yes. This is making sense. Yes. So that's the vase for the bouquet. Yes. Yep. Look at that, people. Okay, so how did it happen that you are our local superstar?
I just did what I really love to do. Like, I really fell in love with it, with training and stuff. I found a good coach.
Were you training to do it on the big stage, or were you training just for in shape and the love of it?
Just doing it just for competition-wise. So
you did know you were going to go compete?
Yes, yeah.
But so you have to compete a bunch to get to the MMA,
oh, yeah.
right?
Yes, exactly. So you have to do, there was no pathway to get there that we knew of, because there was nobody that was really a pro in Humboldt County. There were some pros, but they never made it on the big stage at all. Right. So we didn't have a pathway. There was how are we going to get there? So mine and my coach, John Thompson, we just came up with, hey, this is fight everybody and whoever and try to fight the top of the top people, especially as amateurs. Doesn't matter you win or lose, but let's get your name out there. So we went everywhere. We fought in Humboldt a little bit, but then we kind of grew out of that kind of quickly, and then we went to different states, Vegas, Reno, San Jose, everywhere, and fought in Oregon, and just went fought everywhere. Yeah, and just fought.
And that's when the Bright Green started, right? Or did that start once you made the MMA?
No, in MMA was the first.
That was the first when we all bought the green shirts.
Yes. Yep.
Okay, so before that, how long did it take you from starting to train to getting to the MMA green world?
So that was probably I was an amateur for a very long time, probably 6 years or something like that. Like my record was 22-7 as an amateur, so it was a lot of fights.
Yeah.
And I fought the first time was at Sherry Heights Casino.
I
and
remember
I fought
that.
at Blue Lake, and then so then that's where we started from. Okay. But I actually dyed my hair the first time because my son was super young, and I was like, I need something. I have no tattoos. I have nothing. I need something to pop out.
I gotta
my
need a
son,
little flair.
a little bit of Humboldt County too with the green, and then my son's favorite color was green. So let's go green.
And didn't he used to do it to his?
Yeah, yeah.
Yeah. Okay.
Yep, he loves it.
Yeah.
Especially when he was younger.
Yeah.
And then so that's how that kind of started, and then fell in love with it, and I was actually pretty good with it, with the fighting. With the MMA stuff, and then we just kept climbing the ranks, climbing, and then I made it to Bellator, got a fight on that big stage. That was one of the biggest stages before anybody ever really fought anywhere, was for Bellator, so that was cool.
I remember that.
And then a couple years later, a couple other guys from different gyms got to fight like UFC and stuff like that, so it all kind of started taking off.
Now UFC is without the jiu-jitsu and
no, that's with all of it. Same thing, just different promotions, different.
Oh, really?
Yeah, so it's the same. It's just different businesses, kind of thing. Yeah. Different promotions,
right,
and stuff like that. So
Under Armour to Adidas.
Yes, exactly. Yeah. Yep, exactly.
Okay. The best part is that once you open up a pathway of possibility.
Yes.
Like now you are a funnel for anybody.
Yes. Yep.
Anybody listening that's excited to move forward in any of this, now you have a portal of, like with my son, with all of his goals and such, I mean, it's a lot to learn.
Yeah, no, it is.
Like, how do you help encourage a young, powerful human
Yes.
to follow their dream? Like, there are so many, I mean, sports are crazy. People want you, there's manipulation, there's weird currents, you don't want to miss certain things. Like, to have somebody that knows things.
Yep, no,
and
exactly.
that can help you,
Yep.
So it's really exciting how much I'm excited for once I get through all of this learning to turn around and be like, who needs help?
Yeah, exactly.
I can help you help your child get where they want to go because I just did it.
Yes.
I actually viscerally acknowledge what the hoops are.
Yes.
Because that, what did we say earlier that your thoughts blocked you from? Oh, from wrestling at college.
Yeah.
Because your thoughts are I don't know how to do it.
Yes, exactly.
Where really, this isn't a choice for me.
Yes.
The things I'm doing to help support my son would have terrified me.
Yeah.
Before, because it's planning, it's organizing, it's money, it's phone calls, it's emails, all those things that are not this.
Yes.
I would have blocked myself.
Yep.
But because it's for a child that you are enamored by.
Yes.
It's I don't even need a power stance. I'm just doing it.
Exactly.
You know what I mean? And then you can help others.
Yes.
Yeah.
And that's what makes it so, for my coaching and stuff, makes it so easy for me to coach and for the kids to trust me and stuff is because I've done it. I've been there and I train every single day.
Yeah.
So I tell the kids, I don't ask them, tell the parents, I don't ask them to do something that I would never do, that I haven't done in training practice or done it.
Yes.
So, and I know what the kids are going through. I know how hard it is. I know what it takes. Yeah. And for me, I don't just I let the kids decide. I try to help them, hey, push them till they can be better, because a lot of kids don't know how good they could be. So I try to help them, you could go farther than that. You could do more and stuff like that. But I let them choose too on how far they want to take it. I have some kids that just want to show up and just practice. I'm like, that's fine.
Have a community.
Exactly. And I have some
not
kids
have the kick-ass.
Exactly. Some kids want to be I want to go to nationals. I want to do this. I'm like, okay, well, I'll help you get there. So
my golly, how is little Tanner back?
Yeah, no, Tanner, Tanner's, yes. But he took some time off, but he's getting back into it.
Yeah.
Because he was doing football and baseball and stuff like that.
Yeah.
Basketball here and there. So he'll come and train off and on.
He was national champ.
Oh, yeah, no, he's...
How old is that little hottie?
So Tanner, yes, I'd say Tanner's 10 or 11. Yeah, because my daughter's 12. So, yeah, he's 10.
Yeah. Oh, I love that.
Yeah, and he's awesome. He's great. He's really good at all the sports he does too. But he really loves wrestling, so I'm super excited for him. Especially get him back into the mix, because he was up there with the top of the top kids in the whole nation.
Yeah. I remember he had a trophy bigger than his singlet.
Bigger than him. Exactly. He has belts and everything. Right? And but no, he's getting back into it. His sport is wrestling. He loves it. Yes. He's really good at it. Mm-hmm. And he was a kid that did all the sports. So he always did sports. So you do a sport, and then you do another sport, which is awesome. Yeah. And but this year he's getting back into it. He's I'm going to get back to wrestling a little bit more and do that.
Well, so I meant to get there this year. I'm a professional auntie. Yes. And I just didn't make it to a wrestling one. Yeah. It's there's so much going on, but I I just miss the sounds.
Yes, yep. Well, wrestling season is just starting now again for locally, so the freestyle is going on right now.
As in your wrestlers that are wrestling through...
No, you remember what Luke did?
Yeah.
Yeah, so that's what we're doing now. So that season's
But through
just
you.
Yes, and McKinneyville, Fortuna, Arcata, all that stuff.
Or through 21 Grams, through IOC? Is it the Bad Boys?
No,
and
it's
you're
the
doing
Bad
it
Boys.
at Arcata High still then?
Yes and no. So this year, because I'm so busy when I took over the whole business area, so now I don't have time to coach at the high school afterwards because I'm doing the adult classes too now.
Oh, okay.
So I'm still looking for somebody to help with that so they can run practice at Arcata High.
Which is kind of like rec wrestling.
Yes, it's
in
rec.
A way,
Yep,
right?
exactly. Rec basketball.
Okay.
It's rec, it's
freestyle. So you need help coaching. You need wrestling coaches for kids. What is rec wrestling?
So it's freestyle, but it's just helping
like
with
from
coaching.
Kindergarten to what?
Yeah, kindergarten to high school.
Yeah. I remember there were high schools there. Yeah, not as many. Yes. Okay.
And I coach, so my thing is too, I'm coaching young kids. And do people need
to fully know how to wrestle? Or do they need to be like people that understand children and being in shape and
that's
leaders?
Yes,
those
they know how to,
things?
because I can teach them how to wrestle. Because
it seems like you could be like, teach them how to do these push-ups.
Exactly,
and you come for the, take the arm, sweep the cock.
Yes, and show the moves. Exactly. I'm down for all that.
So don't let your thoughts cock-block you from being a part of his amazingness and what he is doing for the community, because just call and be like, hey, I've got this.
Yep, exactly. And I'm down to help, and I'm down to show, coach and stuff, and you can follow and all that stuff.
Yeah, because sometimes it's herding squirrels.
Yeah, exactly.
You just need like little squirrel herders.
Just make sure no one's getting hurt, make sure everyone's doing what they're supposed to do, and learning it.
Who brought the non-semi-delight beverages?
Yes. And like my lady, Chels, she's never wrestled in her life, but she's been around it for so long.
Yeah.
And she's actually a great coach, so she helps too. But she's so busy with all the other stuff we're doing. Yeah. Because again, she does all the paperwork for the freestyle team and all the other stuff. So. And
I've even found too, like coming back from a football game, Luke looked at me, he's like, Mama, there's a book on Amazon. It's called Football for Dummies. Yeah. He was so sweet. Like, maybe you should get it. Because I was like complimenting something he did, and it was like not right. And I realized, because I don't really care about sports.
Yes.
It's like, it doesn't matter. What I care about is his intentions.
Having fun,
his being
smiling.
Healthy. Him becoming a better human. You know, all of that. And it's really exciting when kids do cool. You know.
Exactly.
I mean, I tear up on commercials of somebody doing something awesome, but it really made me realize how understanding what your children are doing is really important. Now, I'm still this deep into it, not very good, because my brain likes to notice other things. But now I'm seeing that really is behooving also as a coach. Yeah. You know, to speak about the mind part, the visualization part, the calming part, the how are you, there's so many things to coaching. You know, I can see how much could be off your plate for those kids that dads aren't showing up.
Yes, no, exactly.
Dude, the push-ups are just as important to the win as somebody looking at you and being like, I feel you.
Yes, no, exactly. Know? And the losses are great too. And that's why I try to teach the kids.
Yeah. But to have a coach that's there for their personhood.
Yes, no, exactly.
That doesn't have to know all the tricks and trades and becoming better at the sport, because if your mind's right, a lot of times those tricks and trades just happen.
Exactly.
You know?
Exactly.
Because you're not cock-blocking from the bad thoughts.
Yep, no, exactly. And one thing too, I teach the kids, like, it's okay to lose. You want to lose at this level. It's all experience anyways. Yeah. And with wrestling, I love it because it's like real life. You're going to hit rock bottom in life one day, and then you have to work your way up. You can't just quit and lay on the ground and do nothing. You have to get yourself back up and take back your life again. So with wrestling, it's the same thing, you know. When you lose a match, you can either just quit or not and work to it and get better at it, and then hopefully the next week or months down the road, you beat the guy that beat you. Right. And then you're like, yes. And so that's one of the main things why I love wrestling so much. I think it's so good. And with sports, it's so good for life lessons and stuff like that. I mean, right? You could make a million hippie quotes off of every thought of sports. Yes, no, exactly. Yep. My papa used to teach in like metaphors. And because horses were like, I thought that God gave me the gift of horses because it made me feel so special. Yeah. You know? And so everything that he taught me about how he wanted me to be in life was, a metaphor with horses. I'm collecting your trot, Annie. You're okay. Yep. You can't be an extended trot right now. Yeah. Let's collect it. Yep. And my whole body would be like, I get what you're, Yes. Yeah, you gotta use. Well, so
let's do a little plug.
Okay.
So people know.
Yes.
Maybe give a little list of what you are drawing to you.
Yes.
Like this helper, whatever kind of things like that, other than MJ.
Yes.
And then maybe your info on how they can find you.
Yes.
Okay.
Yes. So I just took over Institute of Combat and 21 Grams Gym. My brother Joey Heron is running the 21 Grams Gym. And so it's like a whole family thing that we're doing. And so, I mean, anybody that wants to, work out, train, no experience at all, or you can be a professional or whatever it is, come stop by. Bring your kids too. I coach all the youth stuff, and then also doing all adult stuff now. So, trying to build that up, trying to get that going for the community and everybody.
Is there a website for each of them separate that has
Institute
like
of Combat.
the Institute of Combat? IOC or actually spell it out?
Institute of Combat, yes.
Okay, Institute of Combat. And then do you have like your classes and all that?
Yes, there's classes. Yep, that's all on there. You could also follow me on Instagram or Facebook, Cass Bell, CASS, and then Bell, BELL. And then Instagram is Cass Bell MMA. And you can find me there, and I have all the information. You can always reach out to me whenever, send me a message, I'll get back to you. And like I said, I'm looking for coaches for Arcata High too, because I'm trying to, break some history, bring some, like...
with that. So is Humboldt the only place that doesn't have JV and varsity wrestling? Like if we make that happen, when you go to other towns, will your JV wrestlers have other JV wrestlers to wrestle against?
So all those teams, there's always JV and varsity, but there's usually not two separate practices. Like, how they do with basketball.
So
that's what I'm trying to bring to bring so the JV can work on special things.
Yes.
And varsity can work on their own things. And then the girls can also work on their things too.
Yeah.
And,
so the Arcata High one would get some pay.
Yes, and that's what I'm trying to build. They don't have it yet, but that's what I'm trying to do for next year. Where there's a JV coach getting paid, there's a girls coach getting paid, and then the varsity coach getting paid.
Cool. And I'm making something because I'm going to do some interior design consultations to donate for the sports auction.
Oh, okay, yeah.
Are you guys involved in that?
Yes, yep.
Because last year I realized that there was certain monies going to each of the sports where I thought it was a big sports bundle.
Okay, yeah.
So you're doing cool things with that?
Yes,
cool.
Trying to.
Yeah, and if anybody has good ideas for him to get money for wrestling.
Yes, please.
Because a lot of times you need like a creative person that loves wrestling.
Yes.
Because I didn't realize so many people, even when they're out of the world, they want back in.
Yes.
So if anybody has money or ideas or ways to make money for the wrestling who used to wrestle.
Yes. I would love it.
We want brilliance, ideas, and money.
Exactly. My goal is to build wrestling and help all these kids out and get them there. But it's hard trying to do it all by myself. So I'm trying to get as much help as I can.
Yeah.
And finding the right people too. I won't just take anybody. You have to have the same kind of goals I have and stuff, and be a good person, be good with the kids, be good working with the kids and stuff like that.
Are you speaking that? Like, are you thinking and envisioning what kind of person you're drawing to you?
Yeah, kind of. Like, I know what I want. It's hard to put it out there, but it's just a good person. Just a good person that wants the best for the kids, and like they can leave their ego at the door, and they just want to help. They just want to help the kids get better. And like
the family.
Yes,
the community,
exactly.
Yes.
And have
I think that you're amazing on a lot of levels, but I think when I think about you all the time. I barely really even know you.
Yeah.
Just watching how potent you are, because if a child has one person that is connected to themselves and their passion and sees them clearly, like to witness what you are doing, it's just phenomenal.
Yeah, thank you.
I'm so thankful you're on this planet and that you had the courage to do what you're here for.
Yes, I'm super because I love it too. I love what I'm doing. I'm loving it.
I know. I love what it's so great when you're like, I am going to be on the planet for why I'm here.
Yes,
I'm not going to follow what the FDA does.
Yep.
Well, thank you.
Yeah,
do you have anything else? Do you want to say like what your favorite part is, or your most meaningful? Any last words? Do you have like your favorite quote or?
Well, one of my quotes I came up with was, especially when I'm coaching kids and adults and stuff, I treat everybody a little differently. They're like a puzzle piece. They all fit differently. Yes. But once you figure out how to put them all together, it becomes a masterpiece. And that's something I really love, because everybody's different.
People and within yourself.
Exactly, yeah. Because
like we're talking about the bouquet with the vase, right? Like all those puzzle pieces. Now I figured out I'm Cass Bell. Look at me.
Yes, exactly.
Oh, you're freaking brilliant.
So I love it. Yes.
Oh, honey. Thank you
Yes,
for what
thank
you
you
are doing.
Yes.
And I can't wait to do things, we're just going to keep
Yep,
talking.
it's just getting started.
And you send people to me.
Yes.
That
Okay.
want to talk.
Okay.
They don't have
Great.
to be doing anything huge. It's like if their heart is huge.
Yeah, okay,
cool.
cool.
It's not like a restaurant or being a coach. It can be anything.
Okay, sweet.
Okay, and all you people, send people my way.
What about kids?
Yes.
Okay, cool.
Fuck yeah.
I have a lot of kids that.
Oh my
just
gosh,
love
if somebody is doing a paper route to pay for a wrestling tournament, please.
Yes.
Yes.
Right.
Any age.
Yes, sweet.
Yeah, I could.
Awesome.
Yes.
Yep.
Okay. Love you guys.
Thank you.